Episode 406, AI Strategy in Practice.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
I've decided to share 4 case studies of clients that I've worked with to bring them from AI novice to AI applicator. And so they are applying AI in their workplace. The case studies and the clients will remain anonymous, but my approach, my structure, and what we delivered, I will share with you in today's show. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI6. We are past 400 episodes. The next big milestone is 500 episodes. If you've been with me from the beginning or for a while, thank you very much. Before we begin, a quick flag. This audio comes from my free webinar last week on AI strategy, and you can watch the replay back using the link in the show notes. In today's show, I'm sharing 4 real client stories from public sector to tourism to national government, and the one thread that runs through all of them. Let's dive in. So the first one is a public sector body. It was the marketing and comms team specifically. So one department in the entire organization were running the pilot to then reshare back to the entire organization. So they got the blessing of leadership. And the challenge with every marketing and comms team, high output, huge demand on a small team, and overworked and under-resourced, which many of us can identify with. And so I designed training specifically for them. They took an AI readiness survey. I designed the training, designed the modules, but the modules were designed to deliver on the AI roadmap. So we had an AI roadmap. I think we have 21 actions from the AI roadmap, and they're over 3 tiers. Tier 1 was tools. So what tools do we need that are AI powered to help us do our work? So, Adobe Suite, looking at Canva potentially, looking at an analytics tool. Okay, so we identified the tools that they needed. Then we went into custom assistants. So there were 7 custom assistants within it, and then agents. So these are these agentic workflows that are all automated, and an agent is doing the work and doing the tasks. And so it was training, it was use cases, it was an AI roadmap, and it's a policy, and it's a strategy. So all of that for the marketing and comms team, who then present their use cases on what they have built, because they're building it. I'm not building it. I'm helping them, but they're building it, and they present their work back to the entire organization. And so the takeaway was the team decided on the use cases with me. So I was kind of facilitating it and helping them. They were trained with the skills and the competency, and then they would deploy. And we didn't ask for perfect because it's a pilot. Okay. The next case study was a group of around 30 tourism businesses, small and medium size, mostly small, I would say micro and small in size. And this was a funded skills program. And what they needed was practical use. They don't have teams. They don't have budgets to outsource to tech. So I needed to teach them as much as I could over, how many hours did we spend? I'm going to say maybe 20 hours together, that they needed to have practical skills and custom assistance at the end of it that they could then use on their business immediately. We did chatbots, we did custom AI assistants, recommendations of tools, building their own avatars, creating avatars for their different assistants that had different tasks within their business, showing them free tools and paid tools or low-cost tools, so something that they could afford and introduce. Third case study then is an EU institution, highly regulated, had to work inside the Microsoft 365 environment, weren't allowed to use anything else. And so what we did is we identified all of the opportunity that Microsoft 365 had from Copilot within your email, Copilot in your calendar, Copilot within SharePoint, and linking all of those together and building assistants, building agents within Microsoft that could operate within the work environment within Copilot. And they had the paid license. So if you're familiar with Copilot, you have web and you have work. And when you're in the work environment of Copilot and it's licensed, you can get Copilot to read your emails, check your calendar, go to SharePoint, look at your project management tool within there. And that's the knowledge base. And so that works really well. So we stayed within that environment. And again, we looked at Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, all of the Microsoft tools. And then we built custom agents that the team then would use. So rather than opening up a chat within Microsoft, within Copilot every time, they were encouraged to build and to use their custom assistants. So for example, there was a media and PR assistant. There was a project coordinator assistant. There was a report analyst because they would produce lots of big reports and they would have to interrogate those on behalf of the agency. And so they were using these assistants and moving away from opening up Copilot in a single chat each time. Because what we know is when you create a custom assistant in any model, fine-tuning that model or fine-tuning that assistant's knowledge base is by interaction. You need to use it. Yes, they're trained on the corpus of knowledge that you give it. So in this case, access to particular SharePoint folders. But in order for that assistant to add real value, you need to use it, interact with it, give it feedback so it can constantly improve. Then there was an international government and they wanted something specifically around how AI is changing search engine optimization. So we're going very, very niche here. So it was a 5-day exclusive program designed for them, designed for the national government and all of their departments and agencies. And the goal was to bring up their level of knowledge to a place where they could go back and then tell and lead teams and tell their teams what to do. So these were the leaders coming and they were tasked then with going back to their own teams and giving them best practice on where SEO is now. And it's answer engine optimization, it's generative engine optimization, and giving them frameworks. And at the end of that 5-day program, they were put into teams and each team presented a new AEO strategy. And it was amazing. So again, they were equipped with the knowledge and they had a 90-day AEO strategy at the end. But we brought in teams to bring the knowledge back to their own team. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.